Oscars, you know.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. It's me again, Sharon Bohoman, and I am happy to bring to you Maureen Hunter. She's with Old Republic Home Protection because I'm always used to the title company too, so I got to always make sure I say it right. And you are probably familiar with home protection, the term home warranty. So Old Republic Home Protection provides home warranties for homeowners. You can either acquire that home warranty during the purchase of your property. You can also purchase a policy once you are a homeowner. And I'll let Maureen get more into the details of what it covers for you. I think they're very important to the point where I actually buy a home warranty for every house I sell because I just want to make sure that any surprises that pop up, they can cover it. And so right now, as we're responding, well, before I get into that, let me just tell you who Maureen is. So Maureen, what is your official title?
Account executive for Alameda County.
Okay, account executive for Alameda County with Old Republic Home Protection. And she has been in the real estate business for over 30 years. She has been in the business both as a salesperson, as a realtor, as well as with this home protection company, and in various other facets. In fact, you come from a family of, that's been in the real estate business for many, many years, right? So you know the business very well, and you're a great partner for us when we're working with the sale of homes, people purchasing and selling homes. For purchasing, of course, because when a buyer moves into a property, especially a resale property, but even new construction, there are always little things that may pop up. And so it's always nice to know that you can call and get a repair on, a covered, system or appliance in that property and not have to come out of pocket for a replacement. I can give a perfect example of this. When we bought a townhouse back in 1998, I want to say, and we closed escrow during the summer and everything's fine, and then winter comes and ooh, it's cold, and we turn the heater on and the furnace dies. Furnaces are not inexpensive, and when you've just purchased a home, the last thing you want to do is fork out several $1,000s for a brand new furnace. What was really cool, I don't remember who our warranty company was at the time, but we were able to make the phone call. We paid $75. They deemed that the furnace needed to be replaced, and for $75, we had a brand new furnace. And that was certainly better than having to spend over $10,000 or more for a brand new furnace. And so that's just one example. Well, I'll give one more example of where home warranties come in and why I like to buy them for my clients. I actually have clients who purchased a home just almost 2 years ago, and before their first year in that home ended, they had gone out of town for the weekend and then got a call from another family member living in the home that the water heater had burst and flooded the garage. And so again, they had the home warranty. The home warranty replaced the water heater. In that case, there were some out-of-pocket costs for code upgrades, which, if you needed to touch on that, feel free to do so. But again, it certainly is better to have that help and be able to do those upgrades with the support of a company that will help offset some of the costs versus having to go do it yourself, hire a plumber, and so forth. So just to give a kind of a background on why home protection / home warranties are so beneficial. And the reason I brought you on is now that we're in this particular crisis, so to speak, the shelter in place, homeowners in particular may not be sure if there have been any changes to protocols with regard to home warranty. If while we're sheltering in place and a system goes out or an appliance breaks, how are home warranty companies, and I know you can only speak for Old Republic, how are they responding? How are they receiving calls for service and, all of that. So, Maureen, I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Geez, need I say more?
I know. I was like, okay, we're all done.
Thank you for the introduction, Sharon. That was great. That was great. And I'm very impressed that you know systems, appliances. Those are the two items that a home warranty does cover. In the industry, it's known as a home warranty. We call ourselves home protection because that's simply what we do. The mantra for Old Republic home warranty or home protection is people helping people. And that's what our businesses are all about. We are out there making sure that, in our areas in particular, we know that people spend an awful lot of money on their homes. Very many times as much as they have. And that bubble of excitement is there's nothing to compare to buying a new home. So what happens in 3 weeks when the water heater, like you say, goes down, or the dishwasher, or there's a pipe leak in the bathroom, or many other things can go sideways with that. And it's not inexpensive to fix these things. Honestly, you're looking at anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 for anything from a high-end range to built-in refrigerators that ice makers may break. I mean, all these different things that can really put a dent into someone's savings. I know that NAR had some numbers out at one point in time that very few of us Americans have enough to in our savings to get through a major medical or a home crisis like this. So,
and many of us are right now in a home crisis. We're in a stay-at-home crisis.
Exactly. Exactly. So to have that kind of backup or warranty contract, which is what a home warranty actually is, it's a 1-year contract that covers your property. We do have 2-year contracts available now, so you can go 1 and 2 years, which is important because with a home warranty, you renew every year. And typically that pricing will go up on the 2nd year because your appliances and your systems are getting older. So there's more risk involved. But what our plan is to do by making sure that you're covered with this is to reduce that risk. That should anything break, you are covered to make sure that happens. This is also, if you're in a real estate transaction and are a seller, a great way to show the community and future prospect buyers that you're really serious about making sure that your home is in good condition. That when come in, go through the transaction through an escrow, everything runs smoothly because you do not want to see something go sideways 2 or 3 weeks into a contract when nobody wants to renegotiate. So these are the things that really give clients peace of mind on both sides, both for the buyers and for the sellers. So we're excited to be able to offer that too, not just for the home buyers. Home warranties have been around since the 70s. Great thing to have. Our company has been in business for 40 years with a fabulous CEO who really pushes our philosophy out to all of our buyers, all of our sellers, to all of the reps, all of the service people that are run out of our corporate in San Ramon. And really, we just want to make sure that we have people out there that are taking care of the problems that these people are experiencing. And it's a very simple process. Basically, we have a plan, which is a contract, so that when that's opened up by a client through escrow, or even if they want to call in and open that on their own, you can go onto our website, you can go on to make a phone call. Once it goes into escrow and you close that escrow, you receive what's called a confirmation. And then you have all the information available with a plan number to go forward, to call in, to get that order done. And I have to say that we have an incredible system of vetting and making sure that every single one of our over 3,000 vendors across the country are able to stand up to the integrity that we need them to with our clients.
And that's super important.
It is super important. I mean, these are third-party vendors, and they go through, requirements that are really very stringent, and we keep tabs on them. They have they've got certain requirements they must meet in paperwork, in the way that they approach our clients, in how they schedule, how they get the information back to us as to what happened, what was wrong, so that if there is a dispute of some kind, we can start in on that and making sure that we are supporting our clients to make sure that if that is indeed covered in their plan
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a pre-existing condition, that we can go ahead and get that covered. So just to say something on that too, home warranty plans are great. They cover a lot. Do they cover everything? No, they don't. But if you look at the home warranty plan and you have a good plan that has least amount of exclusions, lower limits of liability on there, all of these kind of things are things that you do want to take a look at when you're looking at a home warranty, because they are not all the same.
Right.
Every company has different things that they offer, and you just have to make sure that you've got one with comprehensive, good backing, company that has excellent ratings, not only Trustpilot, but also Better Business Bureau.
Right.
All of these come into play when you take a look at that. Also the responsiveness. I mean,
yes,
we get to our clients pretty darn fast, and we have a huge call center that allows them to especially if it's an emergency, there's an emergency number that can be called if it's on the weekends.
Okay.
There are contractors that, sometimes during the peak seasons, if we're looking at summer when air conditioners are going to be a huge call in, or you're looking at winter where your furnaces are going to be a huge call in, we definitely beef up our staff during that point in time. And we also have on board at that point of time a very strong group of vendors. So we've got the HVAC people working, longer hours or more of them included at that point in time, so that we can get to people. But we're always there, especially if there's an emergency. And I know that we, are looking at a time right now when these questions are very important, because we've got a completely different style of doing business now. We had things once the shelter in place went into effect. It took 2 days to have all of our people already up and running, taking care of business from home. It was really seamless. It was just a wonderful way to be able to get out to our clients and say, look, we are here from you. We are what's called a necessary service. So, we want to make sure that everyone understands that we do have vendors that are available out there. Now, they are third-party vendors. So if a vendor decides that there's a situation or a place that he's not comfortable going into, we absolutely have to honor that. At that point in time, we would take a look at what we called out-of-area network contractors. And we can find someone to take care of that. But that will still be within the coverage plan limits. So we can take care of that. So we don't want anyone to ever feel like that if one person doesn't want to go out there, that we're dead in the water, because we actually have many. Yeah.
Have there been any, since we've gone into the shelter in place, have you all noticed if there has been an increase in activity among, calls coming in? I don't know if that's something you would be privy to, but have you noticed any changes in how customers are contacting you, for example, if that makes sense?
The contact situation hasn't changed at all. You have a phone number, you've got an email, and a lot of our homeowners that do have plans are on something called Homeowner Central, which is on our website, which gives all kinds of information to the homeowners about what is going on, what things they can take a look at on their own if they're not comfortable with someone coming into their home. Literally, our people are talking people through how to fix small problems if they can. So, I mean, it's really, it's this is a horrible thing. It's been so difficult for everyone. And but I have to say the silver lining on it is that we are finding new ways, creative ways, better ways to reach our customers, to make sure that they are, safely covered, and that, they have options to get out there and make sure that, their families are safe too. And there's some people who feel, they don't want someone in their house. So that's why we're having, people that are calling in or trying to help with getting something done, or, other ways to manage that for them with videos, blogs, tutorials, whatever we can do.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Let me just double check my notes here and see if there was anything else. Yeah, I think we've hit all those questions. I think I did the overview. I was going to have you do the overview, but then I shared those two examples. I mean, but that's why I've always, you know, been a big proponent for home warranties because I have seen I have seen them be needed and I've seen them work, and it makes a huge
It can.
difference to see if my mouth can work right
Yep.
now. Yeah,
It can. And, people often ask, is a home warranty really worth it? Is it worth the paper that it's written on?
yeah.
Well, just so you know, our company, I can't speak for everyone else, but, I'm the top couple of ones I'm sure are seeing these same numbers. We paid over $130 million in claims last year.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. And that's a lot of calls. I think there were like over 600,000 orders processed last year.
Yeah, and what are some, I mean, just in case if people aren't sure of what some of the systems are that are covered, I mean, just can you give an example of some of the key systems that are covered?
Absolutely. Most of your household appliances and systems come within every home warranty basic package. Here we're talking about HVAC systems, furnaces, air conditioning. We're talking about, toilets. We're talking about plumbing. We're stoppages, line breaks. We're talking about, dishwashers. We're talking about, all the electrical. We're talking about ceiling fans. We're talking about house fans. Most of these are included in either the standard or a step-up package that you would get with most home warranty companies. We try to create plans for everyone. Not every home has air conditioning. That means you have a choice between AC or refrigerator. You can get your refrigerator instead. So it's like building a pizza. I mean, there's a lot of things that you may not need, and there's some things that you absolutely need. So this gives you options to go in and choose. You may need enhanced slab leak for the outside pipes that would run to the street. We can cover that. If you have a built-in jetted bathtub, we can cover that. Swimming pool and spa are covered, or options to go with coverage in most plans. So we're looking at, all the different systems that would, microwaves, ovens, ranges, all the things that keep your house running.
And there are some that will cover like roof leaks and things like that. Is that accurate or?
Yes, we have. Our company has a limited roof leak repair option, and with some of the plans, it does come as standard. Some of our real estate offices belong to what's called the CREST plan. And the CREST plan allows, and I believe your office does.
Yeah.
What that does is really give some very nice additional benefits, which would include that roof leak, and it would also, if they ordered the platinum plan, which is the most comprehensive coverage in the industry that we can offer, that would also cover the extended slab leak. So,
and I like
those
the analogy
really
you gave.
things that go with that.
No, and I like the analogy you gave about, building a pizza. As you know, on this last one, I called you and I'm like, okay, well, this is what we have. We don't need this, but we need this. And I like the ability to, in that case, I believe it was the plan had the AC, but this was a unit without AC, so we did the refrigerator coverage. But generally, when I do home warranty for a house I'm selling, I have to look at that house and say, okay, well, what systems does this house have? So a few that I've sold have air conditioning, so I have to include that air conditioning package to make sure that they get coverage, because I don't want them to have this wonderful home warranty, but then that one system's not covered when it goes out. So that's one of the things that I really like.
And that happens.
Yeah.
It does happen. And there's do's and don'ts, and there's wills and won'ts, as we call it.
Right.
So the do's and don'ts is if you are, when you're going through a real estate transaction in particular, we always encourage our realtors, and, good realtors out there all doing this, is making sure those systems are working prior to the close of escrow. Once that warranty goes into effect, which is at the close of escrow, it has to have worked at least once before you can make a call in. Because if there was if no one had if there was nobody out there doing any inspections, or it was an as is, that's called a pre-existing condition, and that will people up every time. So we want to make sure that people know the best way to ensure that their coverage is going to be viable when they close escrow. And that's to run their systems. Do a walkthrough. Even if the inspector looked at it, but he doesn't run it, make sure that you run that system prior to the close of escrow. That way we know it's working. You can say with full confidence, yes, it worked once, I know it happened, but yes, then we have the opportunity to go out there and get someone there to do, to do a check and advise and then go from there.
Okay. Oh, and then the other one, yeah, I did a swimming pool coverage for one house as well. So just adding that in, because again, depending on the property, when you're choosing your home warranty plan, you want to think about what are the systems this property has that I want to have covered. If you buy a home that has a swimming pool, or maybe, another water feature like a jacuzzi, for example, or I shouldn't say jacuzzi because I know that's, was it what, a spa, hot tub, or, a hot tub. Those are things that may, you want to check to see if those are items that you can purchase, an extra topping for, so to speak, on the pizza. So extra coverage.
Throw it on the, pepperoni. So,
right, exactly. Yeah. So, okay, that's really great. I kind of expanded it a little bit here to talk about what the home warranty cover. I'm a firm believer that a home warranty is such an important thing for homeowners to have. It can really save you a lot of money having a home warranty. It's definitely, I mean, back to the question you say you get from people, I think it's definitely worth the price, which is why I commit to paying for them, because it gives me peace of mind, so that when that client does call me, like that one actually did, and say, hey, my water heater, exploded, I can refer them back. Hey, you know what? You've got a home warranty that can cover that. Go to because I'll give them the handout that shows them what their coverages are. It should have the phone number there. So to make sure that they know what steps they need to take to get it taken care of. It's good to hear that it's fairly easy for people to continue to get the service they need, so they can simply continue to call the number and be able to get that service, and that those people that are receiving those calls can guide them to whatever the best remedy is going to be, whether it's having a service person come out, or if there's some way they can guide them in remedying it on their own. So thank you for all that information.
Well, you're welcome. And that is one other thing I did just kind of want to cover, since we were talking about the exploding water heater. Never a good one. But if there is something that creates a problem with an appliance or a system, which then in turn creates more damage in the house, let's just say water heater, or let's say a dishwasher pipe broke, flooded a hardwood floor. The hardwood floor would fall under homeowners because it's not either a system or an appliance. It's called secondary damage. So a lot of people get confused with that. We just had that happen not too long ago, and that's really, really hard because, people think like, oh gosh, now I have to turn that into homeowners. Now my rates are going to go up. But that is kind of the process, how that works. One great thing that we do have, and have just included in our new plan, which I'm sure you're excited about too, is if non-condition, do they exist? Heck yeah. Say you've got a cracked exchange on your furnace, and you can't see that.
Right.
So once that is checked and advised, and that is the problem, we will cover an undetectable pre-existing condition.
Nice. Okay.
A pipe in the wall. Let's say there is a pipe in the wall and you can't see it, but it's been leaking and leaking and leaking, and pretty soon all of a sudden that wall is awfully soft and all these other things start to happen. We will work with that.
Yeah.
So these are things that the home warranty industry has looked at for a very long time, and as we go forward, there's always better ways and more options and coverage that would fit what's going on in our today's world. So it's exciting.
Right. And then, it's funny because with the example I gave you on the water heater, that's exactly the situation that happened, because when the water heater burst and flooded the garage, it damaged the drywall around where the water heater was standing. So not only did the water heater
Right.
need to be replaced, but the drywall surrounding it also needed to be replaced. So that was a separate claim, and that was something I needed to help them, help clarify for them. The water heater, contact the home warranty company, and then they will let you know what they cover and what they will do. But as far as damage to the property because of that water heater, they had to contact
Right.
their insurance company in order to file a claim to do the repairs caused by the flooding that resulted from that water heater. And then you believe it or not, a home that I bought in 2001, there was a crack in a pipe in the wall. Fortunately, it was a condo, so the homeowners association covered it because it was a shared pipe between two units. But that crack that just happened to be right above the floor line, serving where our unit, serving the water that comes from our unit, created a leak in the lower unit that created a bunch of mold growth in the wall behind the kitchen cabinets. And when she went to remodel her kitchen, they pulled the kitchen cabinets down. There was all this water damage caused by like maybe 1.5 inch long crack in a pipe that no one could see. It was concealed. So those little things, can and do happen. So it's good to know that in a situation where perhaps it's not an HOA covered feature, if that were something to be discovered, hopefully, depending on the coverage they have, they'd be able to get that taken care of.
Right. And just for some of the viewers out there too, we cover duplexes, we cover fourplexes, triplexes, we cover new construction. So many people do look at new construction as saying, oh, well, they'll cover it. They put a home warranty on there. They may or they may not. Things are changing in that world today. So we're seeing some new builders not putting on a home warranty to start with. And that's a good thought process to take a look at when you're going in. The other thing is even with new appliances, they will always cover the breakdown, but they will not cover the labor.
Okay.
With our Platinum program or Platinum plan, if you get that, the manufacturer's labor is covered.
Oh,
and
nice.
Sometimes the labor is more expensive than the actual part that they're going to put in.
Right,
so,
right.
we're fixed. So, those are all the little different nuances of what some companies have and what some don't. But it's a really nice way to, make sure that when they're moving into a brand new house that everything is covered and they don't even have to pay labor on that.
Right, right.
And it's less than a typical policy because most of the systems and appliances are newer.
Okay.
So it's a nice option to take a look at.
And is that a 1 year as well?
No, those run on different years. You can go on that. You can go through a 1 through 4 or a 2 through 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, thank you again. Was there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I always kind of think about what questions would be coming in and what people that will be watching this will have. But you have my information. I am always here for your clients to do a one-on-one with them, go over the plan. If they're, thinking about selling or buying and want to talk to me about that, I'm always available by email, text, phone, Zoom.
Yeah, if you want to share your email address or your phone number, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's Maureen Hunter with Old Republic Home Protection. Our website is www.orhp.com, and there's a myriad of information on there for anyone who wants to go on. It will give maintenance tips, things to prepare for in the winter, for the summer with your ACs or your furnaces, all kinds of different, great informational blogs and videos about keeping your appliances up to par.
Yeah.
One of the things we do offer as an option is that pre-season HVAC tune-up, where we'll go out in the spring and take a look at the air conditioning. We'll go out in the fall, take a look at the heating, just to do kind of a once-over to make sure that there isn't anything that's going to be a major breakdown, so that they're not one of the 200 people calling on the hottest day or the coldest day of the year.
Right.
So, we're trying to be very proactive with that. It's $25, I think, for the year.
Okay.
So pretty good, pretty good option to be able to put on property. But
I think that's a great option, especially.
So with that,
huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? Okay, well, what I was going to say was
Go ahead.
that's a really
I
good
couldn't hear what
thing
you were,
to
yeah. In
know.
fact,
And I'm getting like this echo. That's why I keep stopping, keep hearing an echo. Um, but that's a good thing to know about the checkups. I think especially when a person buys their home, and if it's a resale, and if the AC unit or the furnace are older, but they're still in working order, having those, because again, when we bought the place back in '98, it was summertime. So, we're not running the heater. We had an inspection, and at the time of the inspection, it was working fine. But within the months leading up to the winter, apparently, when we went to turn it on, that was pretty much it. It was done. So having that checkup,
there's so
I
much
think,
that
is
could
a
happen in
great
that,
feature.
this city. There could have been a slow leak. There
Mhm.
could have been, who knows what could have happened between then and then. So yeah,
Right.
always a good idea to try to be as proactive as you can. Like I was going to say, the blogs and everything on our, and just to go in and take a look at. And there is a lot of great information in there. So
Okay.
be on top of your appliances. Make sure that you are, keeping them up to grade, and hopefully you won't have to call one in.
Yeah, and I guess since we're all at home right now, this is a good time to be checking your appliances.
Absolutely, it is. The DIY business is like overflowing, I'm sure, right now.
Right, exactly,
I stripped the
exactly.
wallpaper in my bathroom last week. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Projects galore. So
Yeah,
thank you. I really appreciate your time and really appreciate the opportunity to get out to you and your clients and just the community to let them know that home warranties are available at any time. Certainly through purchases of real estate, but if something that you've been thinking about, please reach out to Sharon. And my phone number, once again, Maureen Hunter, is 925-408-3267. Be happy to talk about your property, see if there's benefit for you to do this and what would be the best fit.
right, great. And thank you so much. I appreciate you making time. And again, the main reason I'm doing these right now is I just really, there are things a lot of times we don't think about. It may be an afterthought. We may not have considered, our home warranty, or as we're sheltering in place, we may start discovering issues that are going on. And I wanted to make sure, one, people just had it on their mind, like, oh yeah, maybe I need to just check out and see what's happening with my home warranty. And then the other thing, just
Sure.
knowing if there's anything they should know about trying to contact their home warranty company if they do have an issue. So I'm glad to hear that at least for Old Republic, there's no interruption in service, or at least,
Business as usual.
yeah, wonderful. All right,
Yeah,
well,
here
again,
for you.
thank you all so much for watching. Sharon Bohoman and Maureen Hunter, we're signing off, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Have a great